violence and risque behaviour. So we're going to watch them all. And this all started because Lauren picked something up for us at CEX. And you want to explain this beautiful box set?
Yeah, so we just one went CEX, right? So this is like £1.50 for this thing, and it is like 4 of the shittest looking horrors I've ever seen in my life. Just like, look, the thing's called Hollywood DVD Horror 1. Apparently there was a whole collection of them released in like the 2000s, and you literally, the only way you can buy these now is like second hand. So we did look at getting some more.
Yeah, we tried to get the others.
Because we were like Horror 1, but they do it for like every single genre. So we don't even know how many horrors there are. There's very little information about these, like on the internet. So if you have some information, please let us know. But yeah, I thought 4 crappy horrors for £1.50.
Yeah.
Why not?
Fabulous.
Fabulous. So we decided on one. We decided on watching The Grim Reaper.
Destined to discover the hidden room in the realm of the Grim Reaper.
It's not called The Grim Reaper anywhere else. It's Anthropophagus. Mastered that.
Yeah.
And what genre did you say it was? Italian?
Italian giallo.
I'd never heard of this until tonight.
Italian horror. Famous usually for being quite nonsensical, but I think this made perfect sense. It's basically just a film about a group of tourists who get hunted down by a cannibalistic maniac.
Yeah. Like they're stranded on this island overnight. You can fill in the blanks.
And the reason this one was on the video nasty list, so was banned, was because of its extreme violence and gore. Now, we didn't know, but the Grim Reaper is the UK release that had the good stuff cut out.
Yeah, so like apparently it was like the good stuff that was cut out is like him eating a baby fetus.
He eats his own entrails.
Yeah, so I went onto YouTube, classic, and looked up Anthropophagus baby eating scene. And it is literally like, they're like 4 seconds long. Like you can see him pull out the fetus, but like, one, it's dark. By the way,
this is a very dark.
You can watch most of this with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
So it was dark because it was shit lighting. It was done on film. The worst
60mm, yeah.
Worst quality film I've ever seen in my life, but the most bizarre soundtrack.
I love the score personally.
I'll get to that in a minute. But this baby eating scene is like him just like obviously into like a prosthetic baby or whatever, and he literally
was
just
a skinned rabbit.
Oh,
that's what they use for it.
But he literally just bites into it like once and then it cuts away.
I did read on IMDb that he did have to cut down the scene anyway before it got cut further. But yeah, it wasn't, well, obviously in the 1980s there was a very, very different attitude towards these films as there is now. There's no way that it would have had anything against it now.
Well, I suppose like what the main issue would have been, I don't even think it was like the act of eating the fetus. It's just the idea of that children can't be harmed in horror films.
I think it's the idea of eating a fetus.
Yeah, but like but you could show him eating people, but because this is a child, in the 80s it was very no-go. Like harming children on screen is quite modern.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And even then it's background.
Yeah, the panic as well around the video nasty act, I think it's like the video recording act, is that they were concerned that films like this that didn't have age ratings, children would see them and then it would affect them. And
which is like an argument that just goes on for like lifetime. Like how many years now have they been arguing the same thing about video games?
Yeah.
Enacting violence in kids. Because I know that was a big thing like in America with like kids school shooters because they play Call of Duty.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, and like stuff like that, and it's like, it's a video game.
Yeah, it's a debate that'll go on forever, but...
So obviously this is what they were trying to do with that. Obviously we watched the clean version, so there's again a couple bits that we missed out on. I just can't imagine them being that bad, especially if the fetus scene wasn't the worst.
Yeah. But we weren't, obviously we saw the clean version, but with our modern brains, we weren't grossed out by it. The idea's really, like, fucked up, and yeah, if this was remade in a modern horror and I saw a cannibal ripping a fetus out of a woman and eating it.
Done well.
And then, yeah, that's what I mean, in a modern one. And then watched him eat his own entrails once he's been stabbed. Yeah, I'd think that was pretty disgusting. Like, the idea, if it was a book, imagine, you don't have that imagination.
Aphantasia. I have aphantasia.
But if I read that in a book, I think it'd probably make me want to be sick.
I wouldn't. Overall, this is not the worst film I've ever watched.
If I was watching this in 1980, I think I would very much enjoy it.
I didn't hate it though,
Yeah.
Well, right, so if you insert footage of me not watching the film, right? You would think that I didn't like it, but I had to go play with the cat for a bit.
We're gonna have to get you some new ones, aren't we? Oh, he's found it.
Oh, nice. That was pathetic.
I've been assaulted.
She does not want to play with me.
She does. She's just not. She wants you to go out into the hallway. That's why.
Come on then. No. But I did actually quite like it. For me, the score, because it's playing the entire time. There's not 1 second of silence in this film. It's like when we put music over our YouTube videos to keep you paying attention.
Yeah, keep your brain there.
Yeah, it felt like I was like Subway Surfers was on in the background.
I loved it. I thought it was so dramatic and over the top.
I was.
Yeah, that's why I loved it. And it's like, how long is it? 90 something? 92 minutes. For 92 minutes, I can deal with that.
Please. I hate the soundtrack.
I love it.
It just was the tempo change for me. I didn't mind the noise, but for 4 beats, it'd be like, and then randomly would just be slow dramatic music, and then 8 beats later it'd be fast again. And I'm like, pick a tempo, pick a vibe, stick to it, and then change when the scene changes. But this would do this midway through someone's sentence, so nothing had changed as a whole, but the music.
I really enjoyed it.
Ridiculous film.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of people running around in the dark.
We were where are they? Are they at the church? Who is that?
I wish we'd have seen the fetus eating and the organ eating and...
Yeah, the good stuff.
The good stuff. But we got the UK one, sorry.
So overall, what would you rate this?
5. It's alright.
Asked a question I don't know the answer to. I actually think I'd go slightly higher. I would give that a 6.
Yeah.
I've watched some really shitty horrors that I've given 2s and 3s.
Oh, we've watched stuff way worse.
Way worse. That is an above average viewing experience for us.
Yeah.
I would say the only thing maybe that would make it better for me is if they tried to remaster it and made everything a bit less shitty. But the storyline's good. The acting was great actually. I quite liked the acting. That's normally my number 1 complaint.
I don't know, I feel very neutral towards the acting. A lot of people saying Carol.
Yeah.
I learned Carol's name very quickly.
Well, so one of the selling points of this film is that the main person is Tisa Farrow. And that's Mia Farrow's sister. So while Mia Farrow was off doing The Great Gatsby and other good films, her sister was in doing this.
The Italian band film. Quite exciting, really.
Well, yeah, actually going back to Italian, so I was watching the first 10 minutes and Kim had said something about it being Italian, I just didn't listen. And then after 10 minutes I went, is this dubbed?
Get off that easily. We'll go into this again later.
Is this dubbed?
Yeah, it's Italian.
Oh. But then halfway through the film, they're all just speaking English.
Yeah, they definitely were. But obviously, it was the very obvious ADR still. So imagine that this was a modern film and we got realistic looking effects. Would you ban it today?
No.
No, you're good with the fetus eating?
Yeah. It's fine.
I think the idea of fetus eating is a hard sell. I don't know. I think it might have to be in an independent movie if it got made these days.
Oh yeah, there's no way like a big movie label's like gonna sign off on it.
Yeah, but this potentially could be made. But my bets would be on... It probably wouldn't get to the stage of being banned because it wouldn't be made in the first place.
I think it would take a lot though for either of us to say a film would be banned. Considering...
Oh, nothing. It'd be age rated. That's the system
Yeah.
now. It just needs an age rating.
Like it's to say like we're quite big fans of like I know a lot of people would say like, oh, they don't like gore for the sake of gore. We do.
We see it as an art form.
Like we're like sat there going, how have they done that? That looks so awesome. We've even paused films before to get a closer look. So gore for the sake of gore for us is great. Like we just want to see the artistry in it.
Yeah.
Not because that we get off on gore. Gore porn's a bit far.
Yeah. Yeah, we just do like it.
I wonder if I could rewatch Hostel now.
I want to rewatch Hostel because what film did I say that I didn't like years ago, and then I rewatched it and I did like it. Kind of the opposite of what we did with Wrong Turn, where I was like, that was good, and then I watched it again and I was like, oh shit.
He's gonna kick off like fuck that you brought it up. We'll stop bashing on it now. You can go watch our review if you've not seen it, or if you've made it this far. Alright, thanks for joining us.
If there's any video nasties that you know of and want us to watch, let us know. Oh my god, did they cut it? So on the description, I'm gonna go back and see if we can find it. You know the pregnant lady?
Yeah.
Apparently he eats her fetus.
Oh.
Can't really see it.
No, they had to cut it.
No!
Crazy.